Subscribe to the channel Educate Sada and press the bell icon for the latest videos. Thank you.
Good morning, students. In previous lecture, we have studied about types of reactions of acids to form salts and water. Now, our further topic is water of crystallization. So, what do you mean by crystallizations? A substance which is dissolved in water or in which a presence of water content is present, that substance is known as water of crystallization. A specific amount or moles of water is is present in that substance is known as crystalline. So here it is, we have one activity in which in first test tube we have taken copper sulfate. Copper sulfate is blue in solution. Okay, then heat that salt. Okay, by heating its color is changed to white. That color is copper sulfate. But why it is white? The water present in that substance makes the salt blue in color. When all water content evaporates, the solution, the content become white in color. As I put drops of water in that test tube, the color of that substance will again change to blue in color. Okay, so this is the activity. So what they are telling, when the second test tube cools down, means we have to see from starting. Take some crystals of blue vitriol in two test tubes. Add some water in one test tube and shake it. What did you see? What is the color of the solution found? Heat the other test tube on low flame of the burner. What did you see? Okay. What change did occurs in the color of blue vitriol? What did you see in the upper part of the test tube? So here the reaction tells us, I have taken copper sulfate dot 5H2O. It means 5 moles of water molecules is present in that substance which is blue in color. While heating that substance, on heating this, the color of that that salt or that substance changes to white with release of 5 moles of water. So on heating, the crystalline structure of blue vitriol broke down to form a colorless powder and water came out. This water of part of the crystal structure of blue vitriol, it means to what they are telling, that the water part of that salt makes the salt crystal in structure. It is called water of crystallization. On adding water to the white powder of a solution was formed which had the same color as shown in the first test tube. From this we came to know that no chemical change has occurred in the crystals of blue vitriol due to heating. Losing water on heating, blue vitriol breaking down on the crystal structure, losing blue color and regaining blue colors, and on adding water, and all physical changes. So they are telling, the water present in that solution makes the salt or substance colored. While heating, the color of that particular substance fades or it becomes white in color. So here are some of the examples of crystalline water of crystallizations. Crystalline blue vitriol, which is known as CuSO4.5H2O. Crystalline ferrous sulfate, which is known as green vitriol. And here are some of the examples of water of crystallizations. The four main water of crystallizations are crystalline blue vitriol. Each substance has to be written crystalline before. Okay, crystalline blue vitriol CuSO4.5H2O. Crystalline ferrous sulfate, which is known as green vitriol, and its formula is FeSO4.7H2O. Crystalline washing soda Na2CO3.10H2O. Crystalline alum, which is used in purification of water, K2SO4.Al2SO4.24H2O. and here are some of the properties given that crystalline compounds may be present. Crystalline substance contain water of crystallization. Each crystalline substance having water of crystallization. The molecules of water of crystallizations are part of the internal arrangement of the crystal. This is an internal arrangement of that crystals because that's why the moles of this particular substance is fixed. Here 5H2O means 5H2O only. If you have written crystalline blue vitriol as CuSO4 dot 7H2O, it may be wrong. It will be wrong. Okay. The moles of the water of crystallizations are part of internal structure of the crystals. On heating or just by keeping, the water of the crystallization is lost and the crystalline shape of that part is also lost. So students, our next topic is ionic compounds and electrical conductivity. What do you know by ionic compound? The compounds which are having ionic bonds between two elements is known as ionic compound, and such ionic compounds are conducting electrical conductivity. Electrical conductivity means a substance or a solutions which are having some ions present in it which are responsible to carry an electron charge to activate the battery and to glow a bulb by switching on the key. Okay, here is some example or some activity has been given testing the electrical conductivity of solution. Here we have taken a beaker containing a solution of NaCl, sodium chloride solution. I have inserted two electrical wires in it. The end of that wires are not insulated. The plastic part has been removed and these wires are dipped in that solution. Both the wires are connected to a 6 watt volt battery, and that battery is connected to bulb and switch. So the circuit diagram is complete. So after arrangement, if the bulb glows, suppose the bulb glows, then such solution can be said as electrical conductivity. Okay, if the solution does not conduct electrical conductivity, how we will conclude? The bulb will not glow. If the bulb glows, the solution is electrical conducted. So further we are going to see that I have taken one beaker in which a solution of sodium chloride is present. As we dissolve sodium chloride salt in water, the respective ions form, that is Na plus and Cl minus. So this circuit is completed by inserting two electrodes. One is cathode and one is anode. So electrodes are basically an rod which is made up of some metals having a positive and negative characteristics. The positive electrode is known as anode and negative electrode is known as cathode. Why they are termed as electrodes? Because that rods are going to carry the electrons present in that wire or a rod or metal going to carry electricity. Okay, so they are conducting current, that's why they are known as electrodes. So this diagram is completed by connecting the two wires to a switch, bulb and a battery which is 6 volt. As we know that respective ions are formed, that is Na plus and chlorine minus ions. The positive ion is known as cations, okay, and the negative ion is known as anion. So next topic is anion and cation. So here anions are basically chlorine ions and cations are sodium ions. So what is going to happen now? As we switch on, as we close this key, okay, closing this key makes a circuit diagram complete. As soon as we close this key, the electricity will going to pass through this circuit diagram. Then the positive ions, that is sodium plus ions, will attract to cathode, means negative electrode. This sodium ions, positive ions, are going to attract negative electrode, and a negative ion, that is chlorine ion, going to attract to positive anode. And always the current passes from positive to negative terminal. So always in battery, the positive ions are going to attract and negative ions are going to release from this battery. So this is a part. Next, they are explaining about dissociation of ions and electrical conductivity. Here also they are telling that many of the solutions they have been taken: NaCl, copper sulfate, sulfuric acid, sodium hydroxide. Out of this, NaCl and CuSO4 are salt, H2SO4 is strong acid, and NaOH is strong base. So we know that salts usually dissolve completely. Okay, strong acid, strong base, and salts are completely dissolved in solution, in aqueous solution, that is in water. Therefore the aqueous solution of all these three contains large number of cations and anions. So as we have large number of anions and cations, more electricity will be going to pass. This solution which we are going to take should produce ions while dissolving, and the ion should have property of attraction to anode or cathode. So here dissociation of ion is taken place. A characteristics of liquid state is the mobility of its particles. Mobility means traveling. Okay, the characteristics of that liquid state defines the mobility of that particle. Due to this mobility, the positively charged cation in the solutions are attracted towards negative electrode. Okay, I have explained you that the positive charge of the positive charge of cations always attracts to negative electrode, that is cathode, and negative charge of anion always attracts to positive electrode, that is anode. They are telling same only. Further we are going to see, due to this mobility, the positively charged cations in the solutions are attracted towards negative electrode or cathode and move towards the cathode. On the other hand, the negatively charged ions move in the direction of anode. The movement of ions in the solution towards respective electrodes amount to the conduction of electricity through the solution. From this you will understand that those liquids or solutions which contains a large number of dissociated ions conduct electricity. Means if more dissociation is there, more current is going to pass. Next, electrolysis. What do you mean by electrolysis? The solution which going to carry electricity or going to carry electrons from positive terminal to negative terminal, that solution is known as electrolytic solution, and that process is known as electrolysis. Here they have taken a solution of copper sulfate. Now copper sulfate, the copper having positive charge of 2 plus 2, and sulfate SO4 minus 2, sulfate having charge of minus 2. So take here they have taken 1 gram copper sulfate in 50 ml water in a 100 ml capacity beaker. This is a 100 ml beaker. They have taken 50 ml of water and they have added 1 gram of copper sulfate in it. Use a thick plate of copper as anode and a carbon rod as cathode. A thick plate is taken as copper as anode and carbon rod has been taken as cathode. Arrange the apparatus as shown in the figure and pass an electric current through the circuit for some time. Do you see any changes? Then next, what we are going to see here, see what we are going to see in this activity. As we dissolve copper sulfate, the respective ions are going to form, that is copper plus 2 and SO4 minus 2. As we know, copper going to attract means the positive coppers are going to attract to negative carbon, and the sulfate is going to attract to the copper is going to attract, copper plus 2 is going to attract to carbon rod, and the sulfate part is going to attract to copper, that is positive anode. Next they have explained a same only, so let us look over. In the above activity, copper appears to have deposited on the portion of the cathode immersed in the solution. How did this happen? When an electric current started flowing through the circuit. How electric current will pass? As we switch on this button, or we close this key, as soon as we close this key, the circuit diagram gets completed and electricity starts flowing through it. When an electric current started flowing through the circuit, the cations, that is copper plus plus, that is copper plus 2 ions in the solution, got attracted towards the cathode. Okay, copper is going to attract to cathode because copper is positive, positive is always attracting to negative, that is this cathode electrode. Copper atoms are formed when electrons coming out from the cathode combine with Cu++ ion. A deposit of the copper appears on the cathode even though the copper ions in the solution were used up in this manner. The color of the solution remained the same because while electric current was on, electrons were removed from the copper atom on the anode and sent to the battery through the electric wire. The copper ions formed in this manner entered the solution. In this way, decomposition of solutes in the solution took place due to electric current. So the solution of the color of solution remains as it is because on and on this process is carried. The color is not changing. This is called electrolysis. There are two parts in the electrolysis process, that is a cathode reaction and anode reaction. In one part, electrons are getting absorbed, and in another part, that is on cathode. Cathode means positive or negative. Cathode means negative electrode. Okay, this is a cathode which is negative electrode, and always on negative on cathode, that is on a negative electrode, the electrons are going to absorb. Okay, are going to deposit it. As we see further, this is a cathode reaction. Here copper 2 plus, the electron is going absorbed and we are getting copper as a product. In anode, the electrons are going to we are going to get as in a product. Okay, on anode means this, here we are going to get copper. This is a copper. Okay, this copper is giving us an electrons. Okay, next topic is electrolysis of water. So we know water does not form their ions. Whether it is formed, they are not that much active that they can carry electric current. Okay, so if pure water is used in an electrolytic cell, current does not flow even on putting on the switch. Okay, as we complete that circuit, then also the water does not carry electric current. From this we learned that pure water is a bad conductor of electricity, and we have already seen the reason behind this. The concentration of H plus and OH minus is neutral, that is 1 into 10 raised to minus 7 mole per liter for each ions. However, the electrical conductivity of water increases on mixing a small amount of salt or a strong acid or base in it. Due to the dissociation and electrolysis of water takes place. Okay, so next they have taken an activity in which they have taken a beaker in which water is present, and in this water they have added some minute amount of salt, due to which the conduction of electrons, that is conduction of current, is going to take place. Let's look at. Dissolve 2 gram salt in 500 ml pure water. 500 ml half liter of water they have taken, and they have added 2 gram of salt in it. Then take 250 ml of this solution in 500 ml of capacity. Okay, the solution is taken halved in 500 ml of beaker. Connect two electrical wires to the positive and negative terminal of the power supply. Remove the insulating cladding. Insulating cladding means wire. Imagine this is a wire. Okay, so this is an insulator. We have to remove the upper part of it. Okay, so that the inner copper wire is able to carry current. This upper insulator is a bad conductor of heat and electricity. That's why this upper cladder we have to remove it. Okay, the next, about 2 centimeter portion at the other end of the wires. These are the 2 electrodes. Fill these test tubes up to the brim with the prepared dilute salt solution. Okay, these 2 test tubes, which are made from a salt solution, are going to immersed inverted, and the circuit is completed. So next this wire is connected to 6 volt battery, and the current is passing over. Now what is going to happen? Let's see. It is found in the above activity that the volume of the gas formed near the cathode is double that of the gas formed near the anode. Now in cathode is positive or negative? Negative. Look it in your textbook. On negative electrode, more number of gas of bubbles are released. Okay, on negative terminal, that is cathode. So here the electrons is absorbed. Okay, so here we are getting an electrons. That's why more number of water, that is more number of hydrogen gas is evolving. We are having only 2 part now, hydrogen gas and water. Hydrogen gas and oxygen gas, which combinedly made a water content. So here scientists have shown that hydrogen gas is formed near the cathode and oxygen gas near the anode. From this, it is clear that electrolysis of water has taken place and its constituent element have been released. The concerned electrode reaction are as follows. On cathode, hydrogen gas is released, and on anode, oxygen gas is released. So these are some of the applications of electrolysis and electrolytes. Read this chapter carefully. It is a vast chapter. Okay, we have completed this chapter.